Hey guys, I forgot to put a caption into Facebook, so just one moment. Monday Motivation Live. How will you achieve? Good morning. Hey guys, hi Colleen. Okay, let me go live on Facebook. As you guys know, I'm doing 3 cameras here. Also, guys, I've been fighting with these things keep falling down. They're gonna fall down as I do this Monday Motivation Live. Hi Michelle, good morning on Instagram, good morning on YouTube. Let's see, is Facebook up and running now? Just one moment guys as we get, everyone on Instagram and YouTube, can you hear me? I don't even know, it doesn't appear that Facebook is working. Guys, let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up or say it's working. I have 3 different cameras going. All right, well, I'm gonna get started on Facebook. You guys let me know if you can't hear me. Okay, Hisham, thank you. Martin, okay, awesome. Hi, Mom. My mom says Facebook. Mom, can you hear me on Facebook? All right, guys, we ready to get started? Good morning, friends. It's me, Kelsey. If this is your first time catching a live stream, this is the Kelsey Show. This is a live version. I interview massive celebrities. I put out comedy videos and music videos and parody. Everything I do is motivational. I'm a motivational speaker. And so, guys, we get on Monday and we talk about our goals. Hi, Shamet, Carol Williams. I saw a few more people hop on YouTube. Good morning on Instagram. I have 3 cameras going, you guys, so I kind of bounce around like a ping pong ball. Guys, I want to start our live streams with an inspiring story because I don't know about you, but my news feed is not the most positive place. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Hi, Stacy. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Jackie. Good morning. Good morning on YouTube, guys. So yeah, I want to start these, oh, Barcelona in the house, okay. So let's start this morning with a positive story. So I was reading on this positive news site, guys, about this man who for years was in London, we're talking about in London, this guy who was stuck in drugs and abuse, and he was in and out of jail and like all these like serious, you know, just in a troublesome way. And he was attacked and he found himself in the hospital, and he's a dad, and he realized like, I can't carry on like this for my kids, because he ended up getting beat up in the hospital. And oh, Damascus on YouTube, what up? So guys, this guy decided at that moment in the hospital, he decided, which is the key, y'all paying attention, he decided to change his life. He decided he couldn't go back to that, and he got hooked up with a charity and became a bus driver. And this was just in 2017. And as a bus driver, which a bus driver is not necessarily a coveted job, y'all, right? And not necessarily, you know, he's not necessarily a baller, right? Like, it's not like he's made it. But he was so happy and so grateful as a bus driver that over the last almost 2 years, or since 2017, he's won a bunch of awards in the bus driving community, like best bus driver in London. London's a big city. They got a lot of buses. And this guy who was totally caught up in crime and, you know, in a life that was going nowhere fast, he ended up getting all these awards. And now, you guys, he's writing a book about gratitude and about staying happy. And the cool thing about this, you guys, is that if you think about how powerful this is, how much time does a bus driver have to make an impact with someone? You're really talking about a few seconds when someone gets on a bus, right? The few seconds when he comes in, or when a passenger comes on and he greets them, he only has a few seconds. And in those few seconds, he would choose to smile at that person, to greet them warmly. He said he would ask people how they were doing. And in that moment, in that just choosing over and over and over again to be grateful for where he was and to choose joy and to be, you know, giving to other people, he ends up winning awards, and now he's gonna write a book. Like, I just found that so daggum inspiring, right? Is that not great? These are the kind of stories that we don't hear on the news. So I'm here to share them with you every Monday morning. So I hope that it challenged me when I read that, you guys, to like, really, am I really projecting, well, first of all, am I really grateful? Hello. Am I really grateful? Am I really filled with gratitude? Am I really, you know, choosing to be grateful and content in all things and happy and spread joy to others? So that's one. And then two, just the power of smiling at other people. Hi, Dawn on YouTube. Good morning. Hi, Stephanie and Amanda and Margarita. Danielle, Amanda. We got a lot of people. It's hopping, y'all. All three, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, were hopping. So that inspiring story just really got to me about actually choosing to be grateful. You know, this guy was oozing gratitude as a bus driver, working for a charity organization. You know, he was on the verge of being homeless, or he may have been homeless. And then the second thing is like, are we really, if you're really trying to be, you know, this grateful person and grow as a person, are we actually projecting that? And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. So everyone, maybe give me on a scale from 1 to 10, okay? 10 is you're crushing it, and 1 is you already completely gave up on your New Year's goals. Y'all check in with me. Hi, Tam. Okay, I'm looking on YouTube. I'm waiting for you guys to give me some numbers. 1 is, or 0, you abandoned your New Year's goals already. It's not, January's not over for anyone paying attention. And so then if you're crushing it, give me a 10 and tell me. Okay, Stacy says 8. My opinion's 46. Tell me what your name is, but I see you're giving me a 6. Brandon, 8.8. Day 5 outdoors, a 7. Stacy says gifts don't cost much time. Our money, smiles are free. That's right. Okay, come out on Facebook. You guys got to admit, how are you doing? Okay, Stephanie says 8. Amanda says 8. Guys, coming in strong on a Monday morning. I like it. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. I posted this on Instagram. By the way, a little bit of housekeeping. Shia, Dawn says 8. Shia, good job. Thank you for letting me know. I think you said 6, right? So, guys, if you're especially, this is just a little housekeeping. If you're on Facebook, I cannot keep putting as much energy into Facebook. I might have to pull videos and put them directly on YouTube because no one on Facebook, y'all don't see my stuff anymore. Like, just no one sees it. And so I don't know what I'm at. First of all, everybody on social media, if you're not on my email list, you're probably going to miss stuff. And on Facebook especially. So make sure you're following me on YouTube and Instagram because Facebook's just kind of not really promoting pages anymore. Which is fine because there's other avenues. You can join my email list. You can get on YouTube. Obviously, Instagram is really engaging right now. Instagram is a great platform because people actually see what I post. And on YouTube, guys, I go and I respond to every comment as they come in later. So, yeah, Facebook algorithm, sad face. Exactly. Okay, we got some more people coming in. Tam says 1. I'm sorry, Tam. I know you probably feel not great about that. Deborah says 7. I'm crushing my Monday. Awesome. Okay, so guys, on Instagram, if you do follow me there, you may have seen me say I am not reading any strategy books this year. I am not reading any books about how to grow your brand or how to build your business or how to beat the Facebook algorithm. I could probably read about it. I'm not reading anything strategic. No like business brand type books. And so some people were kind of like, well, what's the deal there? Because obviously, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. There's no one funding my show. I'm doing all this myself. And I go out and get speaking gigs myself. You know, I'm pitching myself or people come to me because I built my brand as a speaker. But why, Kelsey? Why are you not doing that? And I have really been challenged, you guys, over the last month since getting home from the holidays and really focusing on my theme for the year, my goals for the year, and what I want to do. I've really been challenged to quit focusing on how I'm going to get to my goals and instead focus on who I need to be to reach those goals. I'm going to say that again because it's deep. I have been challenged to quit focusing so much on how am I going to do it? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And focus more on who do I need to be as a human, okay, to get to where I want to go. Now, there's a lot of facets to this. I told y'all, I warned you at the beginning, they're not sticking on the wall anymore and we're about to move. That's another thing you guys may or may not have seen me announce that we're moving to a different house. Finally, I'm going to get a second bathroom. And so I haven't been really worried about these things dropping like flies. So there they go. But so there's a lot of facets to this on how do we become who we are meant to be to get to our goals. Can we just abandon tactics? Like, Kelsey, how are you gonna not? That's not to say I'm not gonna push myself to learn tactical things. But if you've been following me for a long time, I have said over and over and over again, I gotta get to 4 videos a week. I gotta be posting 4 videos a week, 4 videos. Have you guys heard me say that? If you've been around a while, I'm sure you have. And I have been so driven, which is good. You don't get to a place of success without being driven and setting goals and being aggressive. However, y'all, if I actually got to the point where I was consistently making enough content and posting 4 videos a week, I would be an unhappy, grumpy person to the people who are around me the most. I would be a grumpy mom. I would be a stressed out wife. I would not be engaged at church. I would not be involved with my friends. That's just the truth. That's the truth. I am prone to be in a stress ball anyway. Yes, Suzanne says chasing algorithms can be so exhausting and takes the fun out of it all. Yeah, and me just constantly like, well, how do I get to 4 videos? How do I get to 4 videos? How do I get to 4 videos? And then I realized, like, I'm gonna die. not literally, but in a emotional and soul level, like, I wouldn't be, why would then God grant me additional responsibility and more to handle if I am so stressed out and unhappy, right? Because as you're going for your goals this year, whatever they are, you know, would your spouse or your roommate or your parent or your children, would they be like, yeah, they're a happy, loving person as they go for this goal? Real talk, y'all. I'm getting all up in your face on a Monday, aren't I? But this is something that really has been impressed on me. And it's hard because you have to find the balance. Oh, sorry, I just kicked Instagram. You have to find a balance, right? YouTube, y'all people, you still with me? Because it's not like you can abandon tactics. Like I said just a minute ago, if you're on Facebook and you're a Facebook fan, I have to change what I'm doing because my people on Facebook who have chosen to follow me, people who are engaged and who always comment and love my stuff, don't see it anymore. Well, I owe it to them to find a different way to get it to them. It's not like I'm abandoning strategy altogether. Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is figuring out, am I really a person of gratitude? Am I really in a place where I could handle more? Because I was listening to probably Rachel Luna. She's one of my favorites right now. And I think someone had challenged her. Listen, if you were given like tomorrow your tipping point and you had $1 billion in sales or whatever her, you know, some giant milestone that she's working on, if you actually got that tomorrow, would you be able to handle it? Oh, that's tough. She says, I had to drop my lifelong dream because my family asked me to choose them. That is hard, and it is going to come down to that sometimes. And I hope for you that was just putting your goal on hold, not giving up on your goal forever. But you guys, a lot of us are not in the position, like I have not been in the place where if I reach this tipping point and one of my videos hit 10 million views the next day, that I would be able to be a sane, happy, functioning person to take on all that, the capacity for that. So yes, we have to work on strategy. And I want to tell you something that I feel like motivational people don't talk about this. Facebook, y'all still with me? Because the comments kind of turned off. This is something, guys, that successful people, I get irritated because I've interviewed all of them, right? Or a lot of them. And I asked them all, you know, the questions we all want to know. And a lot of times they talk about what I'm talking about now, like, you know, finding peace and trusting the process and giving it to God and learning to let go, right? Which is important. It is. But that, I feel like, has to be coupled or come along with working your face off. Like, a lot of them get to the point of letting go and realizing they need to release after working their face off. As I have done. Like, we're going into this will be the 4th year of the show and of putting out all my content and, constantly writing and creating and working on stuff. We're coming up on 1 year since we moved to LA to get serious about entertainment. Like, I have been hustling. So you can't have one without the other. You can't give up strategy. You can't totally be like, I just trust the Lord. I just trust the Lord that this is going to happen for me. The Lord wants to see you working a little bit. Okay? The Lord wants to see you helping him out. And again, that also goes back to, you have to be the type of person that's ready. Whatever your goal is, you want to explode your business, you want to explode your brand, you want to get tons of speaking gigs, you want to finally get a book deal, or finally finish this project you've been working on, or whatever. You also have to be a hardworking person to be able to maintain that. So I would just challenge you this week, as you're working towards your goals, to ask yourself, like, am I the person that I would need to be to achieve this, to be able to sustain it, to be able to not crash and burn as soon as I reach some level of success? What do you guys think? Is this like kind of just too woo-woo and not tactical enough for our live streams? Irene says you must comment on people's posts for them to be in your news feed to build relationships. Yeah, I always respond. I mean, I comment on everyone. I work really hard at building an audience and engaging with them. But the thing is, no one's commenting. Irene was saying, you got to respond to comments and jump in, and no one's seeing it. There's no one to respond to because they don't see it in the first place. Dawn says, hate is Facebook's new algorithm, so I jumped over to YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's rough on Facebook. But again, that's only one small piece of the puzzle. Like, everyone freaks out about that, but that's not the end-all, be-all. I'm almost done with my blog. I hope to become a motivational speaker to amputees. That's amazing, Doug. That's amazing. So, as you're working on all those goals, I would think about this, the personal, like, am I ready to take on the amount of work? Am I ready to have all of that happen and still be loving and calm and happy at work? Hi, Lolly. I saw something come through on YouTube. You guys, give me that comment again. Corey says, what do you do when you set a bunch of goals and just let them sit there? How do I get back in it to win it? That's a great question, Corey. And my challenge to you is, you probably pick too many goals. We can't work on a million things. You know what happens? Then we just look at that list and we're like, I'm out. We just get overwhelmed right off the get-go and we bail. Even if we think we're not bailing, we kind of bail in our gut because we look at that list and it's too much. And I'm saying this because you said bunch of goals. Prioritize them. Which is the most important? What's the number one thing that's going to affect your life? A big part of this that we don't love to talk about is health. That's another thing. Like, I'm working much more on my health because if I really were to like get a speaking tour or something huge like that, I would not have energy. I would be eating crap. I would have so much coffee every day. It would be disturbing if I don't work on that, right? So maybe you have to pick what is like a priority, and then have maybe 3 that you work on. I also think that look at the areas of your life. You can't work on a bunch of different goals in every single area. Right? When we talked about this at the end of last year and at the beginning of January, we talked about one thing in each area of life. And even then, you're not going to get to all of them. You're going to have to prioritize what you're working on first. Corey, I hope that's helpful. The other thing is that you've probably lost sight of why you're doing it. Why'd you set those goals in the first place? What prompted you to set those goals? Have you forgotten about that? Or maybe your goal wasn't gritty enough. You can search Kelsey Humphreys gritty. I did a quick pep talk on that. Good morning, guys. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Gwen. Okay, so guys, I would like to know right now, so what we talked about before is how we were doing on our goals on a scale from 1 to 10. And I'd like to think about the same scale, 1 to 10. Do you think you're the person? Are you the person you need to be? Because on a tactic level, like, guys, if you've been around, you know that I will work my face off. Okay, I will work all day, every day until my kiddo gets home. Like, I wake up at 5 a.m. a lot of days just to get in some writing before she gets up. I will hustle, right? But that's not, like, just having the work ethic, I have realized, is not going to be enough. I have to figure out a way to actually be ready on a spiritual, emotional, health, physical level to be ready for the next level of success for me. and to be open for that to happen different ways. That's why my word for the year is open. And that's why I'm not reading any tactic books this year. I'm not reading any books on strategy, but I am reading personal growth books. So I am reading some books on habits, which I feel like is almost, that can be kind of tactic. And also guys, when you're thinking about this, so I would like for you to let me know, do you think on a scale from 1 to 10, are you that person? Like I was probably a 5 on like, am I actually the person who is ready to go to the next level of success and accept, you know, some huge tipping point that I've been praying for? I was probably a 5. So I'm working, especially this first quarter of the year specifically, I'm working on becoming a 10 on that specifically, becoming a 10, which is why if you watch my quick pep talk about habit tracking, the habits that I'm tracking are not necessarily, I mean, I do track if I'm posting on social media. That's a tactic. But most of the habits that I'm tracking are actually personal growth, personal development, health, spiritual things. Am I journaling every day? Am I reading my Bible every day? Am I, you know, those types of things. Facebook, I would like to know what you guys think. Instagram, last week we talked about tracking, so maybe habit trackers. Exactly. We're talking about taking the things as we think about this morning. If you're like, you know what, I never have energy. Maybe that's what it is for you. Like maybe you're constantly exhausted. Friends, we cannot achieve our goals if we're constantly exhausted. We can't. You cannot be the person you need to be to go to the next level, to get that promotion, to finally take your side hustle full time, to grow your MLM business. Whatever it is, if you're constantly exhausted, you're probably not going to get there. Or you're going to get there and you're going to get sick. So that would be an example of your habit tracker needs to include actually tracking your sleep. Did I make myself go to bed at 10 p.m.? And your habit tracker would also need to include probably water. And did I remember to eat during the day? Because I used to be the kind of person that I just had coffee until 2 or 3 p.m. And, you know, and then by the time we actually hit dinner time, I was so hungry and my energy was all over the place. So, let's see, everyone's saying, hi, Doug. Doug says some friend requests, Corey, cool. I'm glad you guys are becoming buddies. That's cool. If we are subconsciously scared about the changes success could bring to our lives and the lives of our family, that is bound to hold us back. Exactly, which is why there's probably going to be some journaling and some prayer around what does success look like? Why am I freaking out about success? Why am I holding myself back? You know, I think some of it is really talking through with your spouse or a significant other about what it looks like. I think a lot of times we are pursuing our goals by ourselves, sort of in a silo. And that can be really troublesome because if we haven't really talked it out with our partner, I think we kind of hold ourselves back in like, well, what if they don't like it? What if they're not really on board with this? So that's just one thing I thought of with regards to holding ourselves back. But you know, I think fear of success is so real and we don't talk about it enough because success demands a lot of change and change is freaking scary. Am I right? Change is scary, but the more you do it, now that I feel like we just constantly are changing everything because, you know, we moved and now we're moving houses again and my daughter's going to change schools again. And I'm just like, you know, I feel like things are always changing for us. So it does get easier. But that's all I had for you guys today. I encourage you, y'all didn't answer my question on the scale from 1 to 10, which makes me think y'all hanging out in the 4s and 5s with me. And so I encourage you, as you're working on your goals and your actual habits, that you think more about who you are and who you're meant to be. Like who is, you know, I would be like, if Kelsey was her absolute best, if I was my absolute best Kelsey, what does that look like? You know, what is that version of me? How do I get to that? And focusing on those habits, actually tracking them every day versus I gotta make another video. I gotta make 4 videos. You know, just like white knuckling, I'm gonna make 4 videos a week if it kills me. My poor husband. All right, guys, that's what I have. I don't see, this is what happens is that on all 3 of them, I feel the comments stall out, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm wrapping it up, goodbye. And then like 80 comments will come in. Karen says 4 out of 10, but I'm working on it. Awesome. See, and I think just being intentional and thinking about it, a lot of times when we think about motivation and goals, and even the word intentional, right? Being intentional, you know what we're thinking about? How to get there. How. And so I'm challenging us to think about who is going to get there. And it's not easy for me, y'all. I would much rather hustle my face off. Okay, she said I got a 7 on Instagram. That's pretty good. But you know, we got room, right? You got 3 more to go. It's not easy. It's much, it's more comfortable for a lot of us to just make to-do lists and to work on our tactics and to push ourselves to produce more and to take more classes and to buy online courses and to hire a coach and strategy. And that's what I would prefer. I would prefer that. Having to slow down and actually work on myself is not the most fun. It is not. But I want to be a good mom and a good wife and a good human being. So I love you guys. I appreciate you all hopping on Mondays. And again, if you're on Facebook, if you're just joining now, I would encourage you to get on my email list, especially my Facebook FRANDS, because Facebook is just kind of shutting down business pages. YouTube, y'all leave me some comments. I come back if you're watching the replay, everybody watching the replay. And guys, next week, let's get on again and talk about what habits we tracked. And let's give some numbers again on how we're doing, 1 to 10. I'm always going to start with something inspirational, something that is positive and happy to get us going, versus the news that we normally hear and what's normally in our news feeds. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Again, I think a bunch of comments will come through as I'm done. Suzanne, don't burn yourself out. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I can't keep going like I was going. Hi, Ronnie. So I love you guys. I hope you'll be back next Monday. 8:30 Pacific is the earliest I can do it. Sorry, East Coasters. But I really enjoy chatting with you guys and us talking about our goals and talking about inspirational stories and getting each other motivated, right? It's like a little community we have. So I'll see you guys next week. If you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. Tell your peeps to turn on notifications so they can be on live with us and we can chat. Do a podcast instead of a video. Suzanne, all my videos are out as a podcast. You guys, anybody who loves podcasts, just search The Kelsey Show. So any video that I do, I pull the audio out and I put it out as a podcast. And you're right, just doing audio I've thought about would be less stress, but it doesn't fit as much my end goal. And so I would rather do higher quality videos and less of them than try and push myself for quantity. And I think with all the changes like we talked about in people seeing our content, thank you, I appreciate that, Hisham. I think we are moving into a quality over quantity system. That's just my theory though. And I won't know if I can verify that because I'm not gonna read a book on it. Hey-o! Full circle. Okay guys, I gotta go. I love y'all. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next Monday, 8:30 Pacific. Make sure you get my emails. Pink box on my website. Sign up. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Now you get to watch me end all these. End Facebook. Goodbye, Facebook. I love you guys. Toodaloo. Okay, Instagram. Thanks for keeping it real. You know how I do, Suzanne. You know how I do. Love you guys. Okay, turning this off. And YouTube. Love you guys. I'll be back in the comments for anybody on the replay. And I'll see you next week.